So how do you guys actually train your caregivers, or how do you plan to train your caregivers? That's one of the biggest questions that we ask, that is asked of us. And so I want to be able to share with you guys what we do in our organization and what we actually recommend all the people that we consult with. So when I first started in this industry, and then we bring in a new staff member, we would have somebody from the office sit down with them and give them the basic description of what's expected of them, sit down with them with the policies and procedures, go over with the most important points, go through the whole orientation process for them and what the expectations are for them being working as a caregiver or as a homemaker. And so if you start seeing that, if you sit down, let's say you as a manager, let's say you're the owner, and instead of you doing your administrator, your management, duties, you actually have to sit down and actually train this caregiver or homemaker. Because you have to understand, you want to be able to provide them with some form of training. You don't want to just hire a caregiver or hire a CNA to work as a caregiver and then just say, okay, go out there in the field and start working. You must provide some training resources for them and some basic expectations of what they should have. And to be honest, in some states, it is actually required to have a training provided, a minimum some 8 hours or so of training for your caregivers and homemakers before they actually go out there in the field. And so with that idea, with that mindset that I'm wasting, $30, $40, $50 just sitting down instead of doing things that can make me more money, I have to sit down, or I have to have a manager, sit down with our caregivers and give them the basic orientation. So what we kind of started and implemented, and now we're actually rolling it out, and we've been rolling it out to a lot of our own clients, but now we're rolling it out in the public. It's called Caregiver Certification Online. So we actually created an online learning platform to allow caregivers to actually watch the videos, have some basic question and answer requirements of them, and then at the same time provide also videos of basic skills that they need to do and know when they're actually working as a homemaker or a caregiver. So we have caregivercertificationonline.com. They can take the quick class. It's only $19, for a 1 week access, and it's like $29 for and so what ends up happening is it's really, really cheap. Instead of you wasting your time trying to give them orientation, if you have a caregiver that signs in and starts working for you, you can tell them that you expect them to actually take this class and watch all the videos and take the examination. It's a basic 20-question examination that they can keep on repeating, but there's going to be brand new questions added to it. So it's just not the same exact questionnaire. It just actually allows that particular person to be able to at least say, hey, I've learned something. Hey, I know what's required of me. I know the basic things that a caregiver or a homemaker should be doing at the patient's home. And it discusses a lot of stuff, like, for example, some of the major stuff that they're going to be dealing with, such as, for example, CHF, patients with dementia and Alzheimer's, because that's what a lot of the patients that we're going to be dealing with that's going to be needing our services at their home. So if you're able to create a training program that, number one, saves you money, saves you time, that's going to be very beneficial for you. But that's how we do our training. For you guys, it's up to you guys how you want to do it. You can go ahead and give that caregiver a booklet to read of what their expectations are. But honestly, nowadays, having something in video, having something that they can just be playing in the background to be able to understand what they need to do, it's going to be a lot easier for your caregiver, and at the same time is make it easy for you as a company that there is something available for training. So if you're interested about providing these type of training for your caregivers, and we've actually had, just to let you know, other home care companies decide to use this training on a yearly basis. They make all their caregivers rewatch the whole videos every year. So think about it. It's a $20, $30 investment for something that is going to be very beneficial, because now they already have an orientation to what is expected of them as a home caregiver or as a homemaker in this industry. So once again, if you like this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up, make comments down below, ask questions, share with others what your insights are. Our goal here is to create that community for the home care industry, to be able to give you guys success, to be able to make sure that you can keep your job, to be able to make sure that the company's doors remains open. All right, so if you have any questions, please reach out, email, call, Go ahead and subscribe and type a comment down below. Whatever you want to do, I truly expect it. My goal is to be able to help you guys create a successful agency. And if you have any questions, I'm right here. And lastly, home health marketing is easy when you know what you're doing.